You become what you believe. Oprah Winfrey. Courage is grace under pressure. Ernest Hemingway. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. Charles R. Swindoll. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates. Get busy living or get busy dying. Stephen King. Life is a journey, not a destination. T.S. Eliot. You only live once, but if you live it right, once is enough. Mae West. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Albert Einstein. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Albert Einstein. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. Ayn Rand. Winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is. Vince Lombardi. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Anne Frank. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples. Mother Teresa. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. George Adair. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. John F. Kennedy. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius. Nothing is impossible, the word itself says, I'm possible. Audrey Hepburn. I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. Rosa Parks. An unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. It is still best to be honest and truthful, to make the most of what we have, to be happy with simple pleasures, and have courage when things go wrong. Laura Ingalls Wilder. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford. Don't find fault, find a remedy, anyone can complain. Henry Ford. Success is a journey, not a destination. The doing is often more important than the outcome. Arthur Ashe. Your most important investment is in yourself. Warren Buffett. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. Leave nothing for tomorrow, which can be done today. Abraham Lincoln. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. The most difficult thing is the decision to act, the rest is merely tenacity. Amelia Earhart. Dream big and dare to fail. Norman Vaughn. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. Jimmy Johnson. It is never too late to be what you might have been. George Eliot. Continuous effort, not strength or intelligence, is the key to unlocking our potential. Winston Churchill. Fall 7 times and stand up 8. Japanese proverb. Rome wasn't built in a day. John Haywood. Start before you're ready. Stephen Pressfield. The best revenge is massive success. Frank Sinatra. Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. Eleanor Roosevelt. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Jim Rohn. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Franklin D. Roosevelt. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Herman Melville. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. Colin R. Davis. Always remember, your focus determines your reality. George Lucas. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. James Cameron. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller. Success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Winston Churchill, don't be distracted by criticism. Remember, the only taste of success some people get is to take a bite out of you. Zig Ziglar. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Henry David Thoreau. Everything you can imagine is real. Pablo Picasso. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. J.M. Power. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Colin Powell. The real test is not whether you avoid this failure, because you won't. It's whether you let it harden or shame you into inaction, or whether you learn from it, whether you choose to persevere. Barack Obama. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Dalai Lama. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. Let us never forget that medicine is for people. It is not for profit, it is not for status, it is not for self. Albert Schweitzer. The Wright brothers didn't have a wind tunnel to test their flying machines. They built a kite and got to work. Sheryl Sandberg. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Martin Luther King Jr. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Zig Ziglar. This quote highlights the importance of taking the first step towards your goals. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Ralph Waldo Emerson. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Aristotle. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. C.S. Lewis. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. John Wooden. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Dr. Seuss. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is like a bird with broken wings that cannot fly. Langston Hughes. This quote emphasizes the importance of holding on to your aspirations. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. This proverb reminds us that even the greatest achievements start small. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. This quote encourages facing challenges to build resilience. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore, dream, discover. Mark Twain. Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Eugene O'Neill. A playful take on the dangers and rewards of curiosity. The pen is mightier than the sword. Edward Bulwer Lytton. This quote highlights the power of words and ideas over violence. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. John Lennon. A humorous observation on how life can often take unexpected turns. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. Jimmy Johnson. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Robert Louis Stevenson. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, they must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt.